Are you okay, man?
I gotta pee.
The network needs reporters on the ground in Afghanistan.
And you folks are all the unmarried, childless personnel in this bureau. Kim, are you gonna be joining in?
The travel or the crime?
How many people do you need?
Turns out it's just one, and that one is you. So it looks like you're going to Afghanistan.
Welcome to Afghanistan.
Listen to me now.
This is where the foreign reporters live.
And if you want me,
Welcome to the funhouse.
Tina Fey and Margot Robbie star as a couple of reporters caught in a sort of Wild West, drug-fueled Bacchanalian outpost, where despite the dusty, sweaty party they use to keep their minds off the danger and culture shock, war always lurks nearby.
Miss Baker, this is an extreme environment.
That it is, and the name's actually Barker, Kim Barker. She's the real-life journalist Faye's character is based on. With that said, let's talk third world travel with the two at the center of Whiskey, Tango, Foxtrot.
Film's obviously about a woman who goes to a place that she is completely out of sorts with. I was completely out of sorts with Vietnam. I thought it was strange, and people were selling dogs on the street, I think for consumption, not for pets. And I'm just curious, what for both of you guys, I'm sure you're both very well traveled, what's a place that you've been to that you have felt completely out of sorts with, and why?
I mean, I think Margaret's traveled more than me, but I think anytime you go to a place where you don't speak a word of the language, it kind of wakes you up a little bit. You know, I've been to, I'm half Greek, I've been to Greece, but I don't speak any Greek, and I feel like that kind of thing where you're like, oh, I don't know how to get the bus to where I want to go. And this is like before I could have like my phone translate for things.
That is handy.
It's good to shake yourself up.
That's the most American white lady story I've ever heard.
You've never been to one of those places where it's like you've got people, like pickpockets?
Oh no, I've been robbed like a million times. Like literally almost every trip I go on, I get robbed at some point. But I didn't in the Philippines, and I was there for a month. But like I've been robbed probably like 6 times in other countries.
6 times in other countries.
Wow.
You need to practice greater safety measures around you.
Yeah, I mean, I did a film where I learned from a pickpocket how to pickpocket, and I think I'm a lot more aware now. And since then, I haven't actually been pickpocketed.
I need a story. I need to get something on the air.
Faye's character makes the transition from producer to reporter, off-air to on-air, which mirrors her one-time SNL career flow.
Hoorah, Baker. Guess so.
Well, in a weird way, it sort of is. I was hired as a writer, and
I didn't think of that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was hired there as a writer, and had training before that I was sort of not using, and yeah, I could identify with that feeling of like, okay, so I'll just sit here at this desk while you guys get your hair done. All right, okay.
Did you ever feel like on SNL when you were writing things and then you'd watch people perform what you wrote? Were you ever thinking like, God, I would have done that better?
Thankfully, no, because the women that were so good and the kind of stuff that Amy and Maya and those guys do is not what I can do. And so I got really lucky that to do Weekend Update was like, oh, that's what I could do, is like look straight out and read a joke. But the kind of like crazy characters and stuff that they do, I don't have that anyway.
1, 2, 3, they're gonna run back to me.